Good afternoon, and welcome to the St. Michael's University School graduation ceremony. Wherever you find yourselves taking this ceremony in this afternoon, please join us for the singing of O Canada. Graduates, please stand. One of the four pillars of St. Michael's University School is respect. With this in mind, we acknowledge that our school rests in the hearts of Strait Salish territory, a living culture with its own rites, ceremonies, and unfolding history. We honor the Esquimalt, Songhees, and Wasanich peoples whose homelands we share and whom we recognize as our neighbors. Good morning, my name is Elliot Anderson, and it is my honor to host this ceremony that celebrates the talents and accomplishments of the young people still standing here in front of me this morning. You may be seated. I should say just how wonderful it is for us to be able to celebrate these fine individuals in a ceremony so befitting of the work they have accomplished throughout their time in high school. To be gathered together means something to us as a school community, and we are most thankful to be able to do so today. Of course, to all of you watching from home, we hope you join us in the spirit of taking part in something meaningful, regardless of the distance between us. Soon we will have a moment to honor each graduate as they cross the stage. Certainly, today signifies the end of this particular chapter in their life's journey, and I, for one, am filled with so much hope as this group of fine young adults marches confidently into the future. For me, they symbolize that future, and in them, I see great potential for leading, capacity for change, and a drive to make the world a better place. In a word, this is an inspirational group of young people. We should also acknowledge that behind each of these young people is a dedicated support team, a network of parents, guardians, and friends who have served as supporters, as guides, and as mentors. You have provided a shoulder to lean on, offered a hand up after a stumble, or put your hands together in applause after a moment of success. On behalf of the graduates, please accept our deepest gratitude. Also a critical part of this network is our teaching faculty. It can be said that every high school student should move on with successes under their belts, achievements noted, and a few experiences along the way that provided exceptional challenges. It is our faculty that provide these experiences, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank them for all of their efforts. Please join me with a round of applause. We should take a moment to acknowledge those who are moving into retirement at the end of this school year. Our science department was extremely fortunate to welcome Eileen Amaro into our midst some 15 years ago. Throughout her tenure at SMUS, Eileen has been a model of professionalism, inspiring students in her classroom as well in a myriad of extracurricular activities. She has overseen our Reach for the Top team, and every year it seems that she is helping out a new group of students in an area of technology and innovation. Good luck in your retirement, Ms. Amaro. Primarily teaching physics, Steve Kerr has been a mainstay in our science department. His dedication to his students and his ability to push them to deeper levels of understanding has been second to none throughout his tenure at SMUS. Of course, many of you will know that his expertise extends beyond the classroom and onto the soccer field, where he coached all levels for over a decade. Additionally, he guided scores of students in developing the sound production for our annual musical. Congratulations on your retirement, Mr. Kerr. In 2006, Tony Goodman joined our social studies department. A trained and passionate historian, Tony has taught most, if not all, of the courses we offer in our social studies department. Many would say that Tony's collaborative approach to teaching is his greatest strength. He made us all consider how we think about teaching and learning and pushed us to be better each and every day. Thank you, Tony. It is fair to say that anyone who has been involved with our music program over the last 30 years has been impacted by Donna Williams. She has been a key member of our arts team and has guided our strings program from strength to strength. Additionally, she has been a cornerstone in nourishing a thriving singer-songwriter subculture through Keep the Beat and acoustic concerts, and she has also been involved in countless school musicals. Donna, you will be missed. I think you're in the room with us today. Please stand and take a bow. To begin our formal proceedings this morning, I would like to invite our head of school, Mr. Mark Turner, to the microphone.
Good afternoon, everybody. To Le Mans. Whether you are with us in person or sadly by necessity having to watch from a distance, I'm pleased and privileged to be able to add my own words of welcome to our graduation ceremony with the aim of celebrating the achievements, massive and significant, individual and collective, of the class of 2021. For many of you here this afternoon, this will feel like a bittersweet moment. This is most certainly the opportunity to give thanks, reflect, and celebrate years of growth and progress. It will, however, be tinged with sadness and nostalgia that comes from heartfelt goodbyes as bonded friends embark on separate journeys. For lifers, this tension will be between happy and sad will be particularly dramatic. You arrived 12 years ago as young children. You leave on the threshold of adulthood. Such moments as these are always times of excitement as you look ahead over the edge of the SMU nest, or, as we heard in chapel yesterday, the security of the SMU coral reef, and contemplate the freedoms and responsibilities of the broad horizons and oceans that lie in wait for you. Over the course of the last few weeks, my wife Elizabeth and I have enjoyed following on webcam the fortunes of a brood of 4 peregrine falcon chicks as they've grown, matured, fledged, and eventually flown from their nest high on the steeple of Salisbury Cathedral in the United Kingdom. There was amazing real-time footage of the chicks, confidence growing and muscles developing, about to launch from their parapet. Months of preparation by the parents could not disguise the nerves as the chicks launched forth. The eldest and biggest flew off with hardly a backward glance. The smallest, Flo, took several extra days and much individual encouragement to make her leap. Today, for many of you, this is one such significant moment. You will be taking all you have learned, the relationships you have built, the values you have absorbed, and will embark into the wider world beyond the familiar and comforting confines of the school. It's often said that the longest journey begins with a small step. So what advice can I give you as you begin down your individual paths to the future? And I know you've been given a great deal of advice over the course of the last few weeks. Firstly, I would say, as someone with a little lived experience, time is short. Treat it as a precious commodity. Make it count. Secondly, question and analyze. When the crowd demands an action, Step back and satisfy yourself you're doing the right thing for the right reasons. Have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. Be prepared to overcome failure, time and time and time again. Value different opinions as an opportunity to learn and test your own thinking. Never take for granted the luxury of freedom of speech. Across vast swathes of the world, it doesn't exist. Everywhere, it's under increasing pressure. Whilst we can't prepare the future for the class of 2021, we have, I believe, prepared the class of 2021 for the future. My generation has left you enormous challenges. These will require skills of leadership, teamwork, and initiative from you all to harness the genius of some to make the world a better place, small action by small action. Remember those choice words from the inspiring talks delivered at Leavers Chapel. Comparison is the thief of joy. Make good choices. Keep swimming. Make many grains of sand to play your small part in building up the golden beaches of the future. This is a wonderful opportunity for me to offer a few words of gratitude. To the faculty, I'd like to say thanks and congratulations for navigating a year like no other. This has required the ability to adapt as familiar routines were dismantled, to plan for eventualities never previously considered, and to cooperate in the best interests of our students. Somebody said to me recently that the 2021 year will go down in the archives with an asterisk next to it. The symbol of asterisk means different things to different people, but to me, it closely resembles a star. I shall remember the year for the stars who have stepped up beyond the call of duty. Secondly, I'd like to thank all you parents out there, disconnected, sadly, but with us in spirit. I'm always prepared to say to anyone who will listen that education is the best investment anybody can make. Education doesn't rust, it can't be stolen, and it goes on returning dividends generation after generation. Nevertheless, the cost of an education is considerable. The sacrifice of parenthood should never be underestimated. All of us who work here on Team SMU are grateful for the support we've had from our parent body throughout unexpected challenges this year. The three legs of our community tripod, students, parents, and school, have stood strong. This has allowed us to achieve the best of the possible outcomes. To parents watching remotely, thank you so much for all that you have done to support us and for giving us the genuine privilege of nurturing your sons and daughters. To you, the students, thank you for journeying with us. As I said in chapel a few days ago, I believe that you will be leaving your school in a better place than you found it. Little by little, pebble by pebble, grain of sand by grain of sand, you have contributed to a better future. Specifically, we're grateful for the leadership roles that so many of you have taken on so effectively. Some of these have been high profile, others have been working hard behind the scenes, sometimes unnoticed, always appreciated. This year, I single out as an example all those who have led in the area of equality, diversity, and inclusion. Real progress has been made. As I've conducted a number of exit interviews with members of Grade 12, I've been struck by your positive attitude, your willingness to take opportunities, your commitment to improve, and most importantly, your support for one another. I'm confident that you have the skills and the values not only to survive, but to thrive in the complex world beyond our gates. On behalf of all those of us who have taught you, we thank and applaud you for being builders and architects of a better school for the future. In conclusion, recently I was reading a poem, Little Gidding, part of the 4 Quartet series by T.S. Eliot, in which he makes the connection between past, present, and future. He says, and I quote, "What we call the beginning is often the end, and to make an end is to make a beginning. The end is where we start from. Today is most certainly an end, and endings are often associated with sadness. But new challenges await beyond broad, enticing, and exciting horizons. I know that you will take what you have learned here, and like Peregrine Falcon Flo on the parapet of Salisbury Cathedral, or Nemo in the great lagoon of life, after a few brief flaps of your now ready wings or fins, you will soar or swim into the distance. Godspeed, and may great ones from her arise. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. It is now my pleasure to begin the celebration of our graduates. As you may know, our university counselors are a group of 5 educators who guide and support our students through their course selections, their academic pursuits, and their university applications. In tandem with our teaching faculty, they walk down the path towards graduation with our students, and so it is fitting that they are here this morning to see them through this final rite of passage. Each advisor will recognize the accomplishments of their students with a graduation tribute. We will see each cross the stage to receive their diploma and a congratulations from Mr. Turner. Students who have received a major award will be identified at the end of their graduation tribute. It is now my pleasure to invite Ms. Ruth McGee to the podium to begin the formal proceedings.
Thank you, Mr. Anderson. On behalf of the university counselors, it is an honor to present the graduates today. The tributes we have crafted only scratch the surface of each student's experience and impact at the school. We know there are many more noteworthy achievements and qualities for each student, but given the limits of our time together, we tried to note some important highlights today. We will read out the grad bios of all graduating students, even those who have not been able to join us today in person due to the need to travel home to start quarantine in advance of setting off on the next stage of their learning journey. As you listen to the tribute for each graduate, you will hear of students going far and wide as well as close to home, wherever home is, for our 172 graduates representing 26 different nationalities. Come September, 75% of our graduates will be studying in Canada at one of 29 institutions. A further 10% will head south of the border to the US to attend one of 17 colleges or universities. 8 of our students will head to the UK or Ireland at one of 7 institutions, and 11 are heading to programs in Europe or Asia. Each grad has chosen their path with the help and support of many people: parents, family members, teachers, coaches, house parents, friends, and university counselors. In the end, the final choice was their own, and we know that a grand adventure of learning awaits them when they leave our school to head out into the great wide world. We look forward to hearing about the impact they will surely have in years to come. It is now my pleasure to introduce the graduates of 2021, starting with the students in Mrs. Bateman's group.
Gareth Nicholas Coward. Gareth came to SMU in grade 10 from his home in South Africa. He focused on pushing his limits, whether in the classroom, scuba diving, or doing a polar swim with friends. He was proud of participating in the outdoor leadership program and enjoyed the hiking and camping excursions around the island. He will pursue engineering in Europe in the fall. Luka Derichkovich. Luka began his SMU career in grade 5. Rugby was his sport of choice, and the games and trips with the team, especially the rugby tour to Australia in grade 9, were some of his best high school memories. He joined the Mount Washington Ski Patrol last year and enjoyed meeting new people from all over Vancouver Island with a shared love of skiing. Luka will study applied sciences at the University of British Columbia next year. Jimmy Farnese. Jimmy is originally from Calgary but arrived at SMU in grade 7. He spent most of his days mountain biking with the hopes that he will continue this endeavor in the future. He was involved in the Athletics Council, which combined his love of sport and fitness. Having the opportunity to create diverse relationships here at SMU with people from all parts of the world were highlights for him. He will be on a gap year adventure next year, and his ultimate plan is to study business. Peter Hindi. Peter started his academic career at SMU in grade 8 and took advantage of a variety of opportunities. He played on the soccer, rugby, and basketball teams. He was also a co-head of the chess club and volunteered for various organizations throughout the community. The aspect of the school that he most enjoyed was the sense of community he felt among the students. Peter will study commerce and computer science at the University of British Columbia next year. Simon Songwan Liu. Unfortunately, he can't be here with us today. Simon came to our school in grade 9 via Shanghai, China. He joined the Intercultural Council right away and enjoyed organizing the Ethnic Chinese Week activities. He is proud of his many art pieces, including sculptures, paintings, and photos, and being able to showcase them in the art show each year. He values the opportunity he had to attend SMU and live in Harvey House with amazing people from such varied cultures. He will major in finance with a minor in computer engineering at Emory University in Atlanta, Georgia. Cindy Pan. Cindy moved with her family from Guangzhou, China, and arrived at SMU in grade 6. She has enjoyed the performing arts ever since and has been part of the second violin section in the orchestra since grade 9. She joined the yearbook club this year and loved capturing the memories that will be recorded in this publication. Her most memorable school experiences were the various out trips she got to take part in. Cindy is excited to study sciences at the University of British Columbia. Luke Scheck. Unfortunately, Luke can't be here today. Luke joined our school this year and calls Cactus Lake, Saskatchewan, his hometown. He enjoyed being a part of Harvey House and made some good friendships. He tried new sports, played rugby as much as he could, and learned new skills, such as playing the harmonica. He wouldn't have predicted that choir would become his favorite class, but says Mr. Butterfield won him over. Luke hopes to study business agriculture at the University of Saskatchewan in Saskatoon in the fall. And Julie Tim. Coming to us via Calgary and Germany, Julie joined this past September for her graduating year. This friendly and determined girl enjoyed being a part of the Athletics Council and meeting so many new people in her final year of high school. She got involved by planning campus events and making many wonderful friendships. She will study business next year at the Gustafson School of Business at the University of Victoria. Trong Bak Brian Tong. Brian joined Barnacle House in grade 10 from Hanoi, Vietnam. He kept himself active during the last 3 years, playing on the junior boys basketball team, soccer team, and many intramurals outside of school. He has enjoyed being a part of the boarding community, especially this year when all grade 12s were together in Harvey House. He enjoyed his out trip to OUR Eco Village and Shawnigan Lake in grade 11 and learned a lot while having fun with friends. Brian will study life sciences at the University of Toronto in September. Khoi Tran. Khoi came to us from Hanoi, Vietnam. He became a boarder in Barnacle House in grade 10 and enjoyed all the activities that it provided him. He spent 2 years in the chess club and liked meeting friends with the same interests. His most memorable in-class experience was making unapproved alterations to physics lab procedures to get unusual data. He will attend Queen's University in Ontario in September and study health sciences. For exceptional achievement in 3 sciences, Khoi is a recipient of the Alumni Association Award in Science. Sophie Bronwyn Woodcock. Sophie joined us for her graduating year, hailing from Rotterdam, the Netherlands. She jumped in with both feet and joined both the Arts Council and Green Team. She has found SMU to be very accepting and welcoming and felt part of the community from her first day on campus. Next year, she will study humanities at the University of Victoria with plans to continue her studies in psychology back in the Netherlands. Sharon Yushan Zhu. Sharon joined us from Beijing, China in grade 9. She participated on the tennis team each year and attended the outdoor leadership program in grade 11, the highlight of which was the 5-day hiking trip. She was the co-head of the Bridge Club and always liked the Snowden Library and found the Whisper Zone to be a safe and wonderful place to do her homework. She will pursue an engineering degree next year at the University of Toronto. I would now like to invite Jen Graham to the podium to present her group of graduates.
Chidera Chima. Originally from Lagos, Nigeria, Chidera now considers Vancouver home. He's joined SMU as a Harvey House boarder in grade 11 and has been an active participant in both the basketball and soccer programs. One of his most memorable achievements was playing for the senior boys soccer team and winning a bronze medal at the Island Tournament. His favorite class experience were in choir and pre-calculus. Chidera will move to Vancouver this fall, where he will study computer engineering at the University of British Columbia. Marcus Kutzi. Growing up in West Kelowna, Marcus sought a new adventure and joined SMU in grade 11 as a Barnacle House boarder. A skilled and avid musician, he served as the concertmaster of the Senior Strings Ensemble and enjoyed working with Miss Williams to push his limits on advanced pieces. His most memorable experience was pulling together a group of students and friends to win the nationwide I-4 industrial engineering competition. Marcus is eager to be attending the University of Calgary this fall, where he will be studying neuroscience. For excellence in music on a variety of stages, Marcus is the recipient of the Blencoe Cup. Nacha Fongsrisen. From the beaches of Phuket, Thailand, Nacha joined us as a Simon's House boarder in grade 11. The memories that she formed in her house were the best parts of her SMU journey. She enjoyed being a member of the Grad Council, Service Council, Link Leader Program, and co-founder of the Med Talk Club. She is proud of pushing herself to join basketball and outdoor education. Coming from a tropical place, she never thought she would have been sleeping in the snow. This September, Nacha is headed to the University of Waterloo to pursue a degree in biomedical engineering. William Tianya Gao. William began his SMU journey in grade 7. Originally from Thornhill, Ontario, he now calls Victoria home. He has been heavily involved in the musical theater program and appreciates how it helped him develop confidence and a sense of self. One of his favorite activities was leading the Inquiry and Innovation Club, from the undrinkable vacuum coffee to iced tea bottled hydroponic tomatoes. He appreciated how SMU gave him the freedom to be unabashedly curious. William is excited to study cognitive systems at the University of British Columbia this fall. For his excellent contribution to the school, William is a recipient of the Head of House Award. Abiayua Imaseka. Joining us from Lagos, Nigeria, Abiayua came to SMU and the Timmis House community in grade 11. She enjoyed participating on the girls' basketball team and is proud of her efforts in helping to develop a student-led anti-racism initiative, where she ran seminars to raise awareness about racial equality. She has been most appreciated her psychology class this year and is looking forward to continuing to study in this field at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario in the fall. For her courage to forge new paths for equity, diversity, and inclusion at SMU, Abiayua is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Efosa Imaseka. Efosa was born in England, but considers Lagos, Nigeria, home. He joined SMU as a Bolton House boarder in grade 11. He has been an integral part of a student-led team that has been delivering anti-racism seminars for students and staff this year. He enjoyed trying his hand at rugby, playing in the basketball intramural, and participating on the senior boys soccer team in grade 11. His favorite memories were during the grade 11 soccer tournaments. Next year, Efosa will be studying engineering at McMaster University in Hamilton, Ontario. For his courage to forge new paths for equality, diversity, and inclusion at SMU, Efosa is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Paul Mueller. Paul joined Barnacle House from Heidelberg, Germany in grade 10. He developed a love for the outdoors through the outdoor education program and especially enjoyed winter camping, ski touring, and whitewater kayaking. Soccer and rugby allowed him to form connections, and he is very proud to have played at provincials. His most memorable experience was the trip to Hawaii, where he surfed lots, even though he was sick from eating 2 big street hot dogs. Paul will attend medical school in Europe this fall. For his excellent contribution to the school, Paul is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Ing Men-Hae Trevor. Trevor arrived in grade 11 from Hong Kong. He was amazed by the variety of clubs available at SMU and describes his Harvey House Brotherhood experience as warm and comfortable, with a feeling of being at home. The aspect of school he has appreciated the most is the diversity of people who he can coexist with in harmony at SMU. Trevor plans to attend the University of Alberta this fall to pursue studies in social sciences and digital arts. Nguyen Con Minh. Having spent his whole life in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, Minh is thankful for choosing a boarding school that allowed him to gain a sense of community. Joining SMU in grade 11, he enjoyed making his room a communal area for his Bolton brothers. The after-school soccer sessions, where he impressed his teammates as a goalkeeper, have been his favorite. He also loved the cardio Pictionary games, where his team had fun sabotaging other groups. Minh will be studying at the University of Toronto in September. Alkhan Deirovich Sesembekov. Coming from Nur-Sultan, Kazakhstan, Alkhan began his SMU career in grade 11 as a Harvey House boarder. He appreciates living within a diverse community and is thankful for meeting new friends. He enjoyed participating in athletic endeavors, including the volleyball, field hockey, and sailing programs. He was co-head of the chess club and military history club and head of the Cosmos Club. He loves socializing, developing teamwork skills, and trying new things at SMU. He is looking forward to studying nanoengineering at the University of Waterloo this fall. Sarah Sugar. Sarah moved to Victoria in grade 11, joining SMU from Palo Alto, California. She is a member of the Girl Up Club and has enjoyed helping support girls' education around the world. She valued the opportunity to live in Winslow House for a year and connect with students from a range of multicultural backgrounds. Her most memorable experience was being able to study for her psychology test on top of Mount Tommy with friends. She is eager to pursue studies in cognitive neuroscience at the University of British Columbia this fall. Parsa Tafazoli. Parsa skipped across the pond from Vancouver to join Bolton House in grade 11. The brotherhood environment in the boarding house has been an incredibly meaningful experience for him. He attributes his social skills and his tolerance to the lessons that he learned while living within the boarding community. Parsa thoroughly enjoyed being part of the strings orchestra and learning new fascinating repertoires. He will move on to study his longtime passion of computer science this fall at Carleton University in Ottawa. Nguyen Nam An Ken Tran. While home is Hanoi, Vietnam, Ken has found a second family since arriving at SMU in grade 11. Belonging to Bolton House gave Ken a sense of home. He is thankful to have made strong bonds. He appreciates the freedom of exploration that SMU has given him. Despite being unable to play competitive soccer this year, he feels fortunate to have had the opportunity to experience the game with his teammates last year. Ken will be studying business at the Rotman School of Business in Toronto this fall. Jolie Wanlin Wu. Julie is unable to be here today. Calling both Shanghai and Richmond home, Julie joined Winslow House in grade 11. She loved being part of the boarding community, particularly the connections that she built. Athletics were a memorable part of her experience at SMU. Last year, she enjoyed training with the senior girls basketball team, and this year, she was proud of joining the sailing program. Her experience leading the Med Talk Club and being a link leader have been her highlight. This fall, Jolie will pursue a Bachelor of Science degree at the University of British Columbia. Felix Feiyu Zhang. Arriving at SMU in grade 11, Felix quickly found his place in musical theater, where he enjoyed meeting new people. Performing in the McPherson Theater was the most memorable experience. He is proud of helping the business club develop a landing page and increasing attendance at math club. He loved working with his friends in the Inquiry and Innovation Club and Astronomy Club, and appreciated working with others who are dedicated to challenging themselves. Felix will pursue his love of computer science at the University of Toronto in September. For exceptional achievement in 3 sciences, Felix is a recipient of the Alumni Association Award in Science. I would now like to invite Megan Perry to the podium to introduce her group of graduates.
Anissa Baines. Anissa joined SMU in grade 8 and immediately threw herself into the life of the school. Across the French and politics clubs to arts and service councils, she was a wonderful role model for younger students. An accomplished competitive swimmer, she made an impact coaching the middle school swim team. She was a link leader in grade 12 and loved helping grade 9s enjoy SMU life. She will always be grateful for the support and compassion of her SMU teachers. Anissa will study kinesiology at the University of Victoria in the fall. Namrata Barua. Originally from India, Namrata came to SMU in grade 10 via Abqaiq City in Saudi Arabia. She was a long-standing member of SMU's Intercultural Council and passionate about her art classes. A resident of Simon's House, she loved helping out in boarding and is grateful for the friends and second family she was able to create there. She credits her tight-knit boarding community with helping her grow as an individual and for pushing her to strive for her goals. Namrata is off to Australia next year to study architecture at the University of Melbourne. TJ Singh Bath. TJ started at SMU in grade 9. He built athletic and leadership skills on the rowing and senior boys developmental soccer teams. He learned about sports analytics on his grade 10 experiential trip to Seattle and Vancouver, where he also watched sports games and enjoyed group activities. Passionate about math and physics, he plans to study engineering at the University of Victoria in the fall. Matthew Bullweitzel. Since coming to SMU in grade 4, Matthew threw himself into the athletics life of the school, playing rugby, squash, and table tennis, and mountain biking outside of school. He also learned leadership and collaboration by participating on the Athletics Council. He built up many strong friendships during his time here and credits his friends with helping him succeed at SMU and beyond. Matthew will study math at the University of Victoria in the fall. William Alexander Barrage. William came to SMU in grade 9. He went to the robotics provincials twice with Team Friction and will fondly remember the loud cheers for robots, ranging from reliable to complex, that filled the auditorium. He discovered a love for aquatics in the cadets, moved up to skipper at SMU, and then to senior member of the sailing club, where he mentored new sailors. He will cherish memories of school-led and personal kayaking trips up island. Not surprisingly, William is off to the Maritimes in the fall to study marine engineering. Daria Dries. Daria dedicated herself to meaningful environmental and social issues since coming to SMU in grade 9. As co-head of the Girl Up Club, she raised funds and organized events highlighting issues of girls' equity and empowerment. She also developed leadership and collaboration skills by working with the Green Team and Intercultural Council. She credits SMU with teaching her goal setting and resilience. This fall, Daria is off to London, Ontario to study medical sciences at Western University. Liam Ehrlich. Since coming to SMU in grade 6, Liam has thrown himself into athletics, playing junior and senior boys basketball and joining the soccer and track and field teams. He also played high-level baseball outside of SMU. As head of Athletics Council, he ran intramural sporting events and myriad other athletics activities. His grade 10 sports analytics experiential program in Vancouver and Seattle was a school highlight. He will begin his degree in engineering at the University of British Columbia in the fall. Nick Herman. Since coming to SMU in grade 5, Nick has been very involved in the cross-country and track teams and is grateful to his coaches and teammates for their encouragement and support along the way. He also enjoyed playing the viola in the orchestra and appreciated the opportunity to be part of a larger ensemble. He credits teachers such as Miss Williams for their passion and expertise and for helping him grow as a student. Nick will begin a degree in psychology this fall at the University of British Columbia, Okanagan. Mia J-Ray Hu. Mia couldn't be here today. From Wuhan, China, Mia joined SMU in grade 9 as a boarder in Winslow House. She loved making bubble tea and coffee for the Howard Cafe customers and made a positive impact as a business club executive. She also enjoyed discussing behavioral theories in the psychology club. An accomplished violinist and composer, she cherishes her memories of band, orchestra, and choir, and will never forget her grade 10 music tour of Europe. Her favorite academic endeavor was her AP Statistics paper Airplane project. She will head to the Rotman School of Commerce at the University of Toronto in the fall. Oliver Kerr. A BC native, Oliver joined SMU in grade 4. He cites traveling the world for competitive squash as a highlight of his time here, and he also enjoyed coaching younger squash players. He built confidence and skills through the Outdoor Leadership Program, where he enjoyed winter camping in Manning Park. He is also the founder and head of Guitar Club and co-head of the Outdoor Council. He plans to study engineering at the University of Victoria in the fall. Ariel Koo. A native of Hong Kong, Ariel came to SMU in grade 10 via Malaysia, where she joined Simon's House. Her 3-year commitment to the rowing team as a coxswain allowed her to build lifelong bonds with friends and coaches. A natural leader, she has been a school prefect and co-head of Chinese Culture Club, SMU Talks, and Med Talk, and credits SMU with helping her learn to balance fitness, school, and social time. Ariel will study life sciences at the University of Toronto in the fall. For her excellent contribution to the school, Ariel is a recipient of the Head of School Award. Dewi Wahono. Hailing from Whistler, BC, with roots in Jakarta, Indonesia, Dewi came to SMU in grade 10. Joining the senior girls rugby team was one of the best decisions she ever made, and she has encouraged younger students to play the sport that gave her so much confidence. She will cherish the lifelong bond she made with friends and her 6 moms in Winslow House. She begins a double major in history and political science at the University of British Columbia this fall. I would now like to invite Lindsay Dolan to the podium to present her group of graduates.
Adrian Monique Ho. Adrian came to SMU from Hong Kong in grade 10, quickly finding her home away from home in Winslow House. This year, she was elected head of house, a long-standing goal of hers. Over the years, she has made an impact on SMU's tennis and badminton teams, played a lead role in the school musical, and channeled her time and passions as part of Intercultural Council, Me to We Club, the dance team, and Chinese Culture Club. Adrian is off to study psychology at Western University in Ontario. Ryan Christopher Ho. Joining SMU from Discovery Bay, Hong Kong in grade 10, many of Ryan's fondest memories of SMU come from the wonderful community he built with peers and house parents in Bolton House. Participating in the musical, choir, and chapel performances allowed Ryan to make new friends and helped him to cultivate new skills as a performer. Throughout his time at SMU, Ryan developed a passion for powerlifting and is now currently lifting at a national level. This fall, Ryan will study at the University of British Columbia with plans to pursue commerce. Taiga Kitao. From Tokyo, Japan, Taiga joined Harvey House in grade 10 and was elected head of house in grade 12. Widely known for his delicious macarons and entrepreneurial spirit, Taiga established both a philanthropic bakery business and a t-shirt business, ultimately earning himself the role of an executive in the business club. This coachable athlete was also a force on the rugby pitch and volleyball court. In September, Taiga will pursue his lifelong dream of studying computer science at the University of California in Berkeley. For his excellent contribution to the school, Taiga is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Mito Yiwei Luo. Joining SMU in grade 8, Mito currently resides in Victoria, but considers Chengdu, China home. This gifted scholar, athlete, and the co-editor of the JAG newspaper fondly recalls cultivating a group of dedicated student writers, going to badminton provincials, and her time on the service council and green, piano, and psychology clubs. Mito is thankful to her teachers, who nurtured her curiosity, be it through science, language, history, or numbers. Mito will study science at the University of British Columbia. For her excellent contribution to the school, Mito is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Robson Scott. Robson joined SMU in grade 6. This student athlete competed on the rugby teams, giving him opportunities to bond with boarders and D students alike. Robson is especially grateful for getting to compete at provincial tournaments and participate in the Australia Rugby Tour in grade 9, a memory he will cherish for life. He is also a member of Outdoor Council and Athletic Council, which allowed him to go to unforgettable trips with his peers. This fall, Robson will study engineering at the University of Victoria. Inez Si Wing Sham. Inez joined Simon's House in grade 10 from Hong Kong. She is thankful for friendships from boarding, especially with her roommate of 3 years. She has especially fond memories of going to Hillside Mall on warm, sunny days to get frozen yogurt with her Simon sisters. As co-head of Chinese Club and SMU Talks, Inez learned the values of collaboration and mutual respect. This fall, Inez will join the animal biology program at the University of British Columbia in hopes of one day pursuing veterinary medicine. Chris Lo Kwetsu Shivkumar. Prior to joining Barnacle House in grade 11, Chris lived in Seoul, South Korea, and considers India and Taiwan home. This talented chef joyfully recalls creating delicious meals in the boarding kitchen for his friends. Volunteering as a mentor and program coordinator for the Learning Buddies Network has inspired him in the joys of helping others, especially in an educational setting. This fall, Chris will study life sciences at the University of Toronto and hopes to one day work in the field of bioinformatics. David Paul Simon. David joined SMU from Edmonton, Alberta in grade 9. A member of the golf team, David learned the value of teamwork. His time in the grade 10 experiential program was spent in the service and philanthropy cohort, which enabled him to witness the struggles of many underprivileged individuals and learn how even the simplest acts of kindness can make all the difference. He fondly recalls the music trip to Europe with his friends in 2019. In October, David will enter the undergraduate medicine program at Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, RCSI, in Dublin. Kyle Stenberg. A local Victoria local, Kyle joined SMU in grade 8. This servant-hearted athlete played a big role in the volleyball program, leading the senior boys team to a provincial tournament in grade 11. His favorite memory from that tournament trip to Langley was sneaking snacks into the movie theater with his teammates and singing along to Frozen 2. Kyle participated annually on the hiking out trip, which always proved to be a highlight. He is also proud of his role as sustainability prefect and for creating Channel 21. Kyle will pursue commerce at the University of British Columbia's Sauder School of Business. For his excellent contribution to the school, Kyle is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Lucas Suarez. From Lacombe, Alberta, Lucas joined Barnacle House in grade 10. This student athlete trained rigorously, swimming for almost 3 hours per day in grade 10 and 11. He is thankful for the friends he made in the boarding houses from all over the world and will always remember late-night Chimac fried chicken runs with his friends. Lucas was also involved in Hat Club and outdoor leadership. In September, Lucas will study commerce at Dalhousie University in Halifax, Nova Scotia. Marcus Swoveland. Marcus joined SMU in grade 4. This musician performed in the pit orchestra for the musical Mamma Mia and appreciated the opportunity to participate in such a large undertaking while doing something he's truly passionate about. He met friends and developed his musical ability in jazz band from grade 6 through grade 11. Despite remote learning during the COVID-19 pandemic, Marcus fondly recalls joining Google Meets and sharing laughs and learning with familiar faces. In the fall, Marcus will study mechanical engineering at the University of Victoria. Daria Dasha Tosova. Daria joined SMU in grade 9 and considers Melnitsky, Ukraine, home. She built lasting friendships, a love for fitness, and a passion for rugby during her 3 years on the team. As a link leader, Dasha enjoyed giving back to the community in the same way that initially made her feel so welcomed. The people she calls close to her heart today will forever be her favorite part of SMU. Dasha will study life sciences at the University of Victoria with hopes of one day becoming a doctor. Samuel Walensky. A Victoria local, Sam joined SMU in grade 8. He fondly recalls traveling to Greece with 13 of his classmates during his first year at SMU. Sam's involvement in outdoor leadership challenged him annually, and his time spent exploring with friends enriched his experience here. A talented musician, Sam's love for the fine arts was fostered by opportunities to participate in musicals, jazz band, guitar club, and even an opportunity to play with the band Homebrew. In September, Sam will study engineering at the University of Victoria. Sarah Yoon. Unfortunately, Sarah cannot be with us today. Sarah joined Timmins House from Orange County, California in grade 9. This passionate activist founded the school's first chapter of the Girl Up Club to advocate for gender equality. Also a student athlete, Sarah will remember competing with her teammates at provincials for field hockey and being hit in the shin with a field hockey stick by a 50-year-old woman while playing for the University of Victoria's club team. In September, Sarah will she will pursue a sociology degree at the University of California in San Diego. I would now like to invite Mrs. Ruth McGee to the podium to introduce her group of graduates.
Before we get to Ms. McGee, I would ask that Donna Williams and a select few of our graduating members of our strings program for a musical interlude.
thank you so much to Marcus and Parsa for that beautiful music, and for Zach on the piano, grade 11 student who's an honorary member of Cohort 12B. So thank you for sharing that beautiful music with us. I'd like to get started on my group of graduates. Diego Alfaro Gomez. From Mexico City, Diego brought his affable energy to Harvey House in grade 9. He enjoyed memorable ski trips to Mount Baker, working as a foreign language reading buddy, and serving as a link leader in grade 12. Diego has certainly made his mark on our campus. Ask him anything you want about Bitcoin, as this avid economist will be heading off to pursue his Bachelor of Business Administration at the IE University in Madrid, Spain. Alistair Cato. A talented and dedicated multi-sport athlete, Alistair joined SMU in grade 4. Since then, he's been on most of the school's sports teams. Basketball, rugby, and cross country were the sports he landed on and continued to participate into his senior school years. He has appreciated the open, accepting environment at SMU during his time here. This fall, Alistair will take his newfound interest in economics to study commerce and maybe play some rugby at the University of Calgary. Rawisara Eclair Chongpaizan. Eclair comes from Bangkok, joining Simon's House in grade 9. She is proud of her involvement as a co-head of the photo club and of one of the business club's executives. She joined the SMU orchestra and enjoyed the welcoming atmosphere where she gained proficiency on the violin. A grade 10 sailing out trip with a stint on the midnight watch will stand out as a special memory for her as she recalls the still and starlit night. This fall, Eclair will study engineering at the University of Wisconsin at Madison. Trent Curran. Trent joined SMU in grade 8, and since that time, he's been an avid rugby player with a memorable team trip to Australia in his grade 9 year. He fondly recalls winning $100 for his prowess with the investment club in grade 11. Among his amazing off-campus experiences, Trent enjoyed whitewater kayaking and surfing. This fall, Trent will be fulfilling a lifelong prophecy of attending his namesake Trent University in Peterborough, Ontario, where he plans to study computer science. Quang Hu Tony Dao. Tony arrived from Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, joining Harvey House in grade 10. He took advantage of the athletic opportunities at the school and enjoyed making great friendships through playing soccer, badminton, and table tennis. He counts his Harvey House brothers as his second family, valuing the close community in the boarding house and the welcoming environment that he experienced being away from home for the first time. In the fall, Tony will start his studies in business management at Western University in Ontario. Jasper Delight. From Calgary, now calling Victoria home, Jasper joined SMU in grade 8. A keen member of the volleyball team, Jasper made great memories and strong friendships during practice and gameplay. She enjoyed her involvement in outdoor education, exploring nature, and stepping out of her comfort zone, especially enjoying the surfing trip to Tofino and the time spent around the campfire, eating hot dogs and sharing great stories. Next fall, Jasper will start her studies in neuroscience at the University of Victoria. Andrew Gans. Andrew joined SMU in grade 7. Actively involved in the music program his entire time at the school, Andrew has played in each of the ensembles, including the pit orchestra, for musicals. Andrew also enjoyed his athletic endeavors, participating in track, cross country, volleyball, and badminton. He valued the opportunity to develop his aptitude for math and sciences at SMU, and, taking that achievement to the University of Victoria in the fall, he will start his studies in mechanical engineering. For his excellent contribution to the school, Andrew is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Isabella Migliori Ostri. From Sao Paulo, Brazil, Isabella joined Timus House in grade 10. Head of Voices Club and Girl Up Club, she says she learned great leadership and organizational skills through club involvement. Participating in Mamma Mia and Newsies was also a highlight for Isabella. Overall, she credits her time at the school for helping her become the confident, resilient, and determined person she is today. Isabella will head to Portugal in the fall, planning to undertake studies in forensic science. Elle Nelson. Joining SMU in grade 9, Elle has made her mark at the school. Learning leadership through field hockey and making lasting memories, Elle enjoyed her athletic pursuits. She participated in as many clubs and councils as her lunch hours would allow. Service-minded, she spearheaded the Women's Week series this year, leading a memorable seminar that was a pivotal experience for her, allowing her to hone her voice and give her confidence in her opinions. Next fall, Elle will be at Victoria College at the University of Toronto studying life sciences. For her excellent contribution to the school, Elle is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Pau Fa Panachet. Coming from Bangkok in grade 9, Fa was welcomed by Timis House. An award-winning Model UN delegate, Fa attended more than 14 conferences, culminating in her experience helping organize the first ever SMU Model UN conference. Fa counts her role as the captain of the robotics team, as well as being co-head of academic council, as her most rewarding accomplishments. Spotting orcas off the coast on her grade 10 Wandafuka trail hike will be etched in her memory. Next year, Fa will start her major in information systems at Carnegie Mellon University in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For her excellent contribution to the school, Fa is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Claire Southgate. Claire joined SMU in grade 7 and gained an appreciation for service and leadership, counting her trip to Tanzania as an amazing and eye-opening experience. Her time playing basketball and soccer were a great opportunity to make new friends and experience the positive team energy. Claire appreciated the sense of community at SMU and the love and support she received here. In the fall, Claire heads off to study communications and marketing at Santa Clara University in California. Pong Praprat Pak Tongkum. Pat is unable to be with us today. Pat, an affable and energetic Bangkok native, joined Bolton House in grade 9. He valued his time in boarding to meet people from around the world and create a close brotherhood community. He enjoyed participating on the tennis team, including the team win at provincials in grade 10. He credits his time at SMU and in boarding with teaching him about independence and self-reliance. Next fall, Pat will begin his studies in medicinal sciences at Western University in London, Ontario. Elise Trubridge. Elise, a Canadian and New Zealander, spent all of her schooling years in Dubai, arriving at SMU and into Simon's House for her grade 12 year. Elise really enjoyed her experience in boarding. Though she was only with us for 1 year, she found meaningful ways to build strong friendships through house games, duty shifts, and just hanging out. She took up the sport of rowing and was thankful for the community and bonding she experienced on the team. Next fall, Elise will take up studies in engineering at the University of British Columbia. Garrett Warren. From Calgary by way of Oman, Garrett arrived at Bolton House in grade 10, and where he was head of house this year. His international experience led him to join the Intercultural Council at SMU and helped him forge great friendships in boarding. His passion for powerlifting translated into starting a club at the senior school, seeing him in the gym during most of his free time. He chalks up his experiences in his Career Life Connections classes among his most memorable highlights of this year. Thank you, Garrett. He will study applied sciences next year at the University of Alberta in Edmonton. Adam Chris Wang Jun Yu Wang. Adam is a boarding lifer, joining Bolton House from Hong Kong in grade 8. This keen and talented artist appreciated the opportunities to develop his drawing skills, which have become a passion for him. He was involved in the Pride Alliance and enjoyed the community there, as well as the leadership skills he learned. SMU has been a place where Adam has made lifelong friends, for which he is thankful. Next fall, Adam will be studying psychology at the University of British Columbia. Toby Wu. A boarding lifer, Toby came from Vancouver to join Bolton House in grade 8. Always a friendly, welcoming face on campus, Toby made his mark on the rugby pitch, a sport he was introduced to at SMU. He was a leader on campus, most impactfully as a school prefect and co-head of the grad committee. Toby is thankful for how he has been challenged at SMU and for what he has learned and discovered about himself. Next fall, Toby will play varsity rugby and study business at the University of California at Berkeley. For his excellent contribution to the school, Toby is a recipient of a Head of School Award. Ruike Rick Shi. Rick is unable to be with us today. Barnacle House welcomed Rick when he arrived from Beijing in grade 10. He is thankful for the strength, resilience, and communication skills he learned on the basketball team and for the strong bond the team developed. An avid guitar player, Rick enjoyed live performances and opportunities to record original music. The grade 10 experiential program, where he learned all about the techniques of professional music recording, was a real highlight for him. Next fall, Rick will be studying philosophy and economics at King's College London in the UK. Amy Liu Yang. While she now calls Victoria home, Amy came from Shanghai and joined the SMU community in grade 9. Kind and hardworking, Amy enjoyed the lifelong friendships she made on the tennis team, with the provincial win in grade 10 being a highlight. Active in our outdoor education program, she took part in Nature's Beauty through the week-long kayaking trip. She appreciates the confidence, leadership, and service opportunities she experienced during her time at SMU. Next year, Amy will study medical sciences at Western University in Ontario. I would now like to invite Denise Lamarche to the podium to present our Lifer graduates from Cohort B.
It is my honor to present our lifers who began their educational journey in kindergarten or grade 1 at SMU. Marina Fabris. Marina is a lifer joining SMU in kindergarten. She attributes her growth as a person, friend, and leader to her time as one of this year's head prefects. She made a significant impact on campus, helping establish the Green Team and spearheading sustainability initiatives. Her time in outdoor education fostered her love of nature, including the time she slept in an igloo and becoming a certified kayak guide. An avid athlete, she has great memories of time with her basketball teammates. Next fall, Marina will pursue environmental studies at Quest University in Squamish, BC. For exceptional citizenship, moral responsibility, and positive impact on the community, Marina is recognized as a recipient of the Nation Bowl. Michael Molden. Michael is a lifer who started at SMU in kindergarten. A driving force on the rugby team since middle school, this athlete went to provincials each year and participated on both the 7s and 15s team. Michael particularly enjoyed the outdoor education program at SMU and fondly recalls kayaking through local islands and rock climbing in Penticton. Michael is thankful for the support of his teachers and coaches who pushed him to his limits. In September, Michael will pursue his post-secondary education at the University of Victoria. Claudia Murr. Claudia is not able to be present today. Claudia is a SMU lifer who started in kindergarten. She is passionate about athletics, and over the years, she has played on the volleyball, basketball, and soccer teams, and was also a member of the Athletics Council. She enjoyed the outdoor leadership program and lists the snow camping trip to Manning Park as a highlight. Next year, Claudia plans to study at the University of Victoria. Connor Peterson. A SMU lifer, Connor joined the school in kindergarten. Active in the board game cafe in senior school, he was co-head of the club this year. Connor enjoyed developing his musical skills through the guitar club. Outdoor education, specifically through the grade 10 experiential program, introduced him to the joys of whitewater kayaking, mountain biking, and rock climbing. Connor will take his keen interests in Japanese language and culture and computer science to study at the University of Victoria this fall. Scott Roberts. Scott is proud to be a lifer who joined SMU in kindergarten. He is very thankful for the athletics communities he has been a part of, the squash, golf, and rowing teams. The outdoor winter camping trip in Manning Park was a highlight for him. He took great pride in being the co-head of the chess club, a place where he met many like-minded friends. Scott was awarded the Chancellor's Scholarship at the University of Calgary, where he will pursue a major in international business strategy. Stefan Chandro. Stefan is a lifer and has been at SMU since kindergarten. This talented musician played electric guitar with the senior school jazz band, performed in the pit orchestra for musicals, and organized Keep the Beat events for Arts Council. Although a little intense sometimes, Stefan fondly recalls hiking and camping on the Juan de Fuca Trail as part of outdoor education. He is also proud of his participation in Flight Club. This fall, Stefan will study mechanical engineering and minor in music at the University of Victoria. Sebi Singh. Sebi joined SMU in kindergarten, a lifer with a passion for public speaking. He had a significant influence in shaping and forming the Model UN and debate clubs, which were transformational experiences where he turned a fear into a passion, developing confidence and passing on his experience to younger students. He also learned a lot from his 2 years in rowing about pushing his limits and persevering. Next fall, Sebi will study in the Bachelor of International Economics program at the University of British Columbia. Family, friends, and honored guests, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the SMU graduating class of 2021.
It now gives me great pleasure to turn the microphone over to a wonderful young person who has contributed massively to our community. As a leader in countless areas of school life, he has been steadfast in his desire to make our school a better place, to provide new and exciting experiences and opportunities for our students, and to serve our community in the best way possible. Given these traits, there was little surprise that when it came to representing the graduating class, he was wholeheartedly endorsed by his peers. Please join me in welcoming the 2021 valedictorian, Divyesh Nagarajan.
Good afternoon. You know, I must be the luckiest valedictorian ever, because I get to deliver the same speech twice in the same day. Loving parents, watching online, teachers, faculty, Mr. Turner, Board of Governors, fellow peers, John of the Howard Cafe. My name is Divyesh Nagarajan, and today I stand before you with the honor of delivering a valediction on behalf of my amazing peers, the graduating class of 2021. Our grad class in particular faced many challenges that others didn't because of the COVID-19 pandemic. This is really something on a magnitude I don't even think our parents have experienced. With so many cancellations and complications in university preparation, athletics, and just life in general, getting through the senior year was no easy feat. So, it's extremely humbling to represent such a strong, capable group of students who've surmounted a great obstacle. Believe me when I say that this class is prepared to tackle almost anything that will come our way beyond this graduation. I'd like to begin this speech by circling back to John and the iconic Howard Cafe. Can anyone tell me what the most important part of a Howard Cafe vegan chocolate chip cookie is? Yes, Elle? Chocolate, great guess, but you're not quite right. Oh, TJ. Another great guess, but you're not right either. I'm sure all of you are wondering what it is now, right? Sorry, Garrett. Well, I'll tell you. Every year, the vegan chocolate chip cookie outsells its standard counterpart. How can this be? Vegan stuff is supposed to taste bad, right? What could make the vegan chocolate chip cookie so much better than the regular one? The answer, which I'm sure Garrett would have come up with, salt. That's right. Upon closer inspection, one will see that each Howard Cafe vegan chocolate chip cookie is covered in a light sprinkling of sea salt. And it's this culinary mineral marvel that accentuates the ingredients, the flavor of the ingredients you mentioned before, chocolate and cookie dough, to make an all-around tasty product. If St. Michael's University School was a vegan chocolate chip cookie from the Howard Cafe, I think it's the diversity of our student body that would be the salt. While we have a beautiful campus with first-rate facilities, it's not these things that make our school different. It's us, the diverse student body representing over 25 different nationalities, that truly makes us stand out from other schools. If there's one thing we can take away from our time together, it would be an appreciation for diversity. The Dalai Lama once said that in order to ensure everyone's peace and happiness, we need to cultivate a healthy respect for the diversity of our peoples and cultures, founded on an understanding of the fundamental sameness of all human beings. As a grad class, I'm so proud of everything we do each and every year to showcase our diversity, like the fun chapels and activities hosted by our very own Intercultural Council. To this day, I'm still working on putting together an Indian Culture Week with free curry on Friday. TJ, Akil, Sebi, Nikhil, I'm sorry, but I think we'll have to move our plans to Alumni Weekend now. These events are a blast, but we don't need them just to start celebrating our unique cultures. This appreciation takes root in even the smallest interactions, like learning old Mandarin poems on the way to out-trips with Rick Shea, or getting recipes for Yorkshire pudding from Michael Day. It's these little interactions that have breathed life into my time at SMU and filled me with a deep sense of gratitude for all the rich and colorful cultures we've been introduced to here. But all that is not to say that we always get along. With diversity comes differences, and differences beget conflict. This isn't what's important, though. It's our ability to heal and strengthen our bonds when conflicts arise that will build a more united global community as we step out into the world. Last month, on May 27th, it was discovered that the grounds of a former Kamloops residential school housed the bodies of 215 Indigenous children, completely and utterly unaccounted for. Our nation's past is tainted by acts of racism and outright discrimination that we may never be able to repent for. But we can certainly strive to create a more diverse and inclusive future. Real change must be grounded in action. Look around you. Our school is blessed with a student body that represents so many distinct cultures. Here, we have the unique opportunity to test our commitment towards creating an inclusive future. This means we can't be cocooned, ignorant to the fact that racism exists everywhere. Large-scale change begins with our own individual actions to speak out against discrimination in any form, even on our own campus. We can't shy away from confronting and addressing these problems head on. Now, this speech is meant to discuss and shed light on a serious subject, but I know that most of you don't know me to be an overly serious person. So, to illustrate this last point, I'd like to end with a fun story that demonstrates how simple it is to begin to resolve conflicts and move forward as a community. When I was in kindergarten, I remember preparing to talk to the class about the Diwali celebration that was coming up that time of year. To make my presentation extra special, I went out with my dad to buy some traditional Indian sweets. The next morning, I proudly shared the treats with my classmates. It wasn't even a minute later when I saw Scott Roberts begin to gag and rush to the washroom to throw up the precious milk cakes I'd shared with him. I have to admit, I was upset. I took Scott's actions as an insult. But it wasn't long after this frustration surfaced when he came up to me, shook my hand, and thanked me for sharing something special from my culture with him. He admitted that the treats were different from what he was used to, but was still thankful for the chance to try them. With this simple but heartfelt gesture, I felt my anger subside completely. He did just two things: acknowledge his potentially disrespectful behavior, not atypical of a kindergartner, and made me feel like my culture and heritage were valued. It's little experiences like this I've been able to have early on in life that make me feel so fortunate to have been able to learn in such a diverse environment, getting a head start on building the foundational understanding that the Dalai Lama speaks of. Regardless of race, faith, or ethnicity, we are all fundamentally humans, and it's this fact that we take for granted that will allow us to embrace the diversity we will continue to face in the future. We would all do well to follow a 5-year-old Scott's lead and embody the spirit of cultural appreciation no matter where we go. At the beginning of this speech, I said that we, the students, are the most important part of the school. But there are indeed two other groups of people whom I didn't mention. The first are wonderful teachers. The founding father of Turkey, Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, said that a teacher is like a candle, consuming itself to light the way for others. I can only imagine the dedication it takes to teach countless classes of rowdy teenagers year after year. Mr. Geddes, I still have no idea how you put up with having Toby Wu in your van during the grade 10 sports analytics trip, especially after that fiasco at the US border. I don't think Mr. Wu will be joking with the border security agents anytime soon. It's a fact that without the help of the devoted teachers here at SMU, none of us would be here today, ready to embark on our post-secondary journeys. Ms. Lincoln, you showed me the importance of compassion with your endless patience and infinite supply of hugs. Ms. Duffus, you ignited within me a boundless curiosity and lifelong passion for learning. I hope you have a happy retirement. Mr. Donatelli and Ms. Beer, you allowed my creativity to flourish. I'd be hard-pressed to find another pair of teachers that would have allowed me to make a 10-minute music video about the periodic table or demonstrate my newfound political knowledge by making a presentation about my favorite anime. Ms. Williams, you taught me how to keep cool in high-pressure situations. There's no way we could have pulled off some of our more ambitious orchestral performances without your composure and experience. You're also the only person who could possibly convince us to perform at our own Cohort A graduation. I also wish you a happy retirement and look forward to gold panning with you in Wells one day. Madame Brown, vous avez vraiment compris la vie du point de vue d'un étudiant et avez créé un espace confortable pour nous. Je vous souhaite une bonne récupération. Ms. Perry, there is honestly no way I could have gone into university without your dedication and perseverance, especially during this challenging pandemic here. It was also you who taught me the importance of words, a lesson I will carry with me for the rest of my life. Mr. Primrose, you were a major mentor figure for me throughout my time in high school and supported each and every initiative I shared with you. Mr. Barber, your support has transcended different grades and campuses entirely as you continue to guide me today. I know I'm not the only one who's been profoundly impacted by our fantastic teachers. We are truly the result of your hard work, so I'd like to ask my peers to rise and give a round of applause to the people who've shaped us into who we are today. Please be seated. There's one more group I'd like to thank. Without your endless patience, empathy, and most importantly, unconditional love, there would literally be no graduating class. Of course, I'm talking about none other than our incredible families. It's you who should be celebrated today, almost as much as us students, because you've been with us every step of the way. Nothing less than instrumental in getting us to this point. So, I'd like to ask my peers to please rise once again to express your deep gratitude to our parents, grandparents, and siblings who've shaped us, helping us get through all the ups and downs in our lives. Please be seated. You won't have to get up again, I promise. You know, parents, just because we're graduating doesn't mean you need to stop sharing the love. Class of 2021, I will never forget the moments we shared together, and they will continue to live on in memory of all the good times we've had through the years. Speaking of good times, Liam and Co., Mr. Anderson may have foiled your perfect barbecue lunch last month, but nothing stands in your way now, so you better be firing up the grill after this. When you leave here today, I want you to remember that in order for us to go out and create a world where we can all feel valued and respected, regardless of race, culture, or ethnicity, all of us need to be involved. Maxine Greene, American educator and thought leader, said that the community built by a diverse group of students in school forms a powerful bond, one that unites rather than than divides. I truly believe that we share this special bond, and I hope we remain connected beyond high school as we join the large community of SMU alum around the world. As we look towards the years ahead, at our futures, no matter where they take shape, I hope we can embrace the new and diverse people and places we meet with the same zest and openness with which we've embraced each other. I have no doubt in my mind that this class will go on to play our part in building a world we can all be proud of. The first step of this journey begins today. Congratulations to the class of 2021. Vivat!
Thank you, Div. I think that we would all do well to consider Div's words deeply, consider them closely, and have them guide us as we take our steps out into your next future and for us as a school into the future as well. So thank you again, Div. As we reach the conclusion of this ceremony, I would ask that all graduates join us in the Crothall Quad for the annual cap toss. And now I would like to ask you to please stand for the singing of the school song, followed by Reverend Fletcher with a final blessing.
Standing. At the beginning of the ceremony, Mr. Anderson noted that gathering as a community holds meaning for us, and it does. Mr. Turner then reminded us that time is short, which implies that this gathering does eventually need to end, because there is a life beyond this school, and as Nivyesh expressed so brilliantly, there's a world that needs us. Before I release you to broader horizons and oceans, I'm going to call on you to savor this moment a little longer, because in a minute it'll be over. Take a final look around the room. Look at your peers. Do it. Look at your teachers. Now expand your vision to include staff watching from the lecture theater. Extend it even further to include your families and older friends watching from living rooms and offices all over the world. Feel the presence of all these people who are united by their care for you, united in their pride in who you are and what you've just accomplished. But don't stop there. Now imagine, with that kind of backing, imagine who you can become as a person, whatever your current misgivings. With that kind of backing, imagine what you can contribute to this wonderful, troubled world. Savor that thought embrace it. We're going to close as we traditionally do with a short prayer. Please interpret my words in a way that's meaningful to you. Let us pray. Gracious God, so much has been said this afternoon about our school, about our students, about the salt that has made this cookie delicious. Holding all this in mind, one thing is left to say. We are grateful. Amen. Whether we're in our late teens or our early 90s, the world awaits us. Let us go and play our part. Vivat. Vivat.